Hey guys, it's Thursday 27th of July and I'm here with your weekly comic reviews. For DC this week, we have The Flash. It was good. Issue number 27, you've just had the whole sort of Button arc crossover with Batman. After that, you've got the fight with Thwayne, which this issue is the conclusion of. Some great panels in it, some really funny fight scenes as you can expect from The Flash. Fighting through time and all these different crazy things that the Flash does when he's high on the Speed Force. But a good but somewhat somber resolution to this arc. I'd pick up definitely if obviously you're reading The Flash. If you've just started reading The Flash, not a good place to start. I would say go back, pick up the trades, because the trades for the Rebirth Flash are actually really good. And you should have one coming out fairly soon, I think. For Marvel, you've got Iceman this week. I chose this one because there's a lot of X-Men comics floating around right now with sort of the whole split with the blue and gold X-Men. You've also got a few other like all new X-Men and all that kind of stuff still going at the moment. Iceman's kind of interesting though. For those that don't follow X-Men too much, Bobby Iceman was revealed to be gay in a recent sort of retcon done by I think it was Bendis. Of course it was Bendis. Yeah, so this comic kind of deals a lot with that. You've got a lot of Bobby in the first issue, sort of his younger self is very much embraced the fact that he's gay, has a boyfriend, is living his life. Bobby, on the other hand, seems to be struggling a lot with the consequences of living as someone who's maybe hidden it for a long... Well, maybe he has now hidden it for a long time. His ex-girlfriend's questioning him about it, friends questioning him about it. In this issue, he comes out to his... Well, I don't want to spoil it for you. In this issue, it's about his parents, and obviously if you've read any of the X-Men stuff, Bobby's parents are quite old school, so that whole issue comes to light, and it is an interesting read. If those issues don't interest you, I would probably say just avoid it. It is a comic that focuses, I think, much more on the issues than the actual big elaborate fight scenes. There are fight scenes, obviously, it's an X-Men comic, but they're not as grandiose, as big as some of the previous X-Men fight scenes, and generally this is far more a story about someone dealing with their issues rather than some big grandiose fight. Done by Grace, Sina Grace of Walking Dead and Invincible's fame, if I remember right. Finally, for Independent, I've gone with Image, and this is from my own standee, Wayward. So that's the normal cover. That's the alt cover I actually got as well, because it's done by one of my favourite artists, Stefan Sejic, who you might know from either Rat Queens or Witchblade is what he's probably most famous for. He also does a lot of those funny DC... if you've seen a DC comic online that was really funny, it's probably Stefan Sejic. But really cool alt cover that I picked up from my own personal collection. But Wayward is a comic that's mainly... I usually recommend it to people actually who have read manga but have never read a comic before and want to get into comics. So... the story is based about a half-Japanese, half-Irish girl who is originally in Ireland, and she develops this new power based along the red string of fate, that whole idea that like your perfect partner's tied to you by a red string by your pinky. And it comes from there. It's a story sort of about new gods and old gods coming together and having this war essentially, because the old gods don't want to be dethroned and all these new gods are starting to rise up. And this portion of the story takes place in Ireland, and this has been on sort of a bit of hiatus. It takes a while for the issues to come out. There are about 4 trades of it out at the moment, so if you want to pick it up, I would definitely recommend it. It's in my standee for a reason. It's one of my favourite reads at the moment. But yeah, so that's it for this week. Expect an earlier video next week because I couldn't get around to filming this on Wednesday, so now I'm feeling on a Thursday. But keep reading, keep watching, and I'll catch you next week.